Hello everyone and welcome back to the Underground Clique. With this video, we return to have some fun with pure speculation related to 2025 with what we think the year 2025 could be for Total War. What can we expect for the year that will celebrate the 25th anniversary of our beloved series? Very little, very little. After all, if you saw the video where we talked about the statement signed by Roger Collum, Vice President of Creative Assembly, he was already the one who told us that apart from Warhammer 3, there will be nothing else. Happy? We not particularly, but given the obvious difficulties, better little hoping well than something pulled like a rabbit out of a hat and done badly. So in times of famine, we must be content hoping that they will announce, as Roger Collum always said, in late 2025, something that will hopefully revive the spirit of fans. Before we move on to see what 2025 has in store for us, we want to have some fun reviewing what our predictions had been for 2024. Don't be too harsh in the comments. In our opinion, we didn't make it to sufficiency. Before we get into the meat of the matter, we want to dedicate our best wishes to you for a good 2025. May it be a year that brings you at least some satisfaction and maybe some of your plans come true. Heartfelt wishes from the whole clique, and thank you for following us. The first quarter, if you will, does not count since it was content announced by Creative Assembly with the Shadows of Change update and the highly anticipated DLC for Pharaoh, and we continue. This was our best quarter, remember, from April to June, in which we had the official release of Thrones of Decay on April 30th, and we slightly missed the release of Dynasties, which we called Babylon. Dynasties came out on July 25th, but we just missed it by a little bit. Completely wrong prediction. The DLC on Slaanesh has clearly not arrived. In fact, we are still waiting for it. Here we make up for it in the fourth quarter, Omens of Destruction, that is. The DLC on Khorne came out on December 12th. And here we had even gone off the deep end by arriving in January of this year, speculating on the release of the new historical main. What a figure, what a bisque we had said. This then was for us 2024 for Total War. Write us your ratings in the comments. Instead, let's move on to see what the schedule will be for 2025. A task on the level of variety of titles, easier. Apart from Warhammer, the desert is more crowded. It is a bit sad that in the year celebrating the 25th anniversary of Total War the project is so bare and that no new title is coming out, but so it is. Bravo CA. So we start with the first quarter, January, February, March. According to us, little stuff. They are on vacation, as always at this time, and bless them, even in school I didn't have such a long vacation period. So they will only return to work after the holidays. There is one date, however, to mark with a red circle, the end of March, the last day Creative Assembly is due to release its budget, and here I fear we will see some good, indeed some bad. We think it will be very much in the negative. It will offer a worrying picture. As we have already said, we believe that the crisis has been much worse than we thought or guessed. Internally it has been tragic with all the layoffs there have been, destabilizing and still not absorbed. The difficulties remain. We saw that in 2024 as well. Creative Assembly has not yet been able to regain a stable footing. The handover of the baton for the realization of the Warhammer DLCs, at least in part, to the team in Sofia clearly manifested the difficulties of those who for the first time were putting their hands on a project of this size. From what we have been told by Roger Collum, in 2025, apart from content for Warhammer 3, there will be nothing else. In our opinion, it adds further concern. In our opinion, cancelled or delayed projects. Frankly, a 25th anniversary with no new titles coming out only adds to the perplexity about the general state of CA. In your opinion, does a software house announcing for the 25th year of its brand nothing but DLC seem normal to you? In our opinion, no, and it only increases our doubts about the health of the company. Beyond that, we will have to hear the voice of the real master, which is Sega Sammy. What will be the Japanese decisions for Creative Assembly? What will be their financial support given all the cuts, or rather divestments, they have made in Europe? We will come back to this topic in an upcoming video. However, the first quarter should also give us an update, Update 6.1 for Warhammer 3, that should go to improve the shortcomings of Omens of Destruction. A yes always for Warhammer. What do you expect? Only Warhammer again for this year. For the rest, flab. If you are okay with it, it is that or to bed without dinner. Getting serious again, we always expect it for March because of the long break it gets. To recap first quarter, we expect the budget and Update 6.1. Second quarter April, May, June, and here we have to make a premise, because of what we said before, the difficulties still present, etc. For 2025, we expect only 2 DLCS. Are we conservative in that? You tell us, but we believe they will not go beyond 2 also for a reason we will talk about later. So we think June at the limit, end of May the DLC on Slaanesh, which will also contain 2 other factions, so many people say High Elves, and we also agree on that. At least if we will be wrong, oh so many others had said that too. As a third faction, we are going to go out on a limb and assume Norska. We will see if we got it right or not. A second quarter that in our opinion will have only this DLC that they should have at least partially worked on already, and that we hope for quality. Do you understand, Roger Collum? Quality also to give the right value to the content, as per your words. We hope for the best. The third quarter, July, August, September, is a special quarter. There are vacations in between. In July, we don't expect anything. We expect in September the 7.1 update that will fix the DLC. By now we are used to it. The update fixes the problems of the DLC. Might it also contain something else? A FLC part or an update with a FLC part and with something more. It could be of the rest. Roger Collum also talked about free content for 2025, but we reserve to talk about that later. And we come to the last quarter, October, November, December, and here again we have to make a premise. We said that in our opinion only 2 DLCS will be coming, but we also mentioned the difficulties on the economic level that Creative Assembly is having since 2023. With only 2 Warhammer DLCS and nothing else, 2025 is going to be another difficult year at the revenue level, and in the fourth quarter, when we assume the second DLC, they will have to play the wild card, releasing a DLC that can bring in a lot of revenue, a DLC of at least the same quality level as Thrones of Decay. A DLC that goes to introduce something that is missing and that is not there yet. While we really don't think they will come, unfortunately we add in Kuresh and Nippon, they need something else. So here in December is the arrival of an expected faction, the Dogs of War, whose possible mechanics we saw for the Ogres in the last DLC that will clearly be modified to fit. In addition, we think they will also be released as new factions, Tilia and Istalia. A DLC full of appeal with factions not yet present and long awaited by fans. A DLC that can sell a lot and well, but it needs to be a DLC made with very good quality, that cannot receive heavy criticism, free of glaring bug errors or dubious mechanics taken from others already seen. This requires the team to have the right way, the right space, the right resources and time to make it. They cannot get it wrong, and that is also why we think there will be no more than 2 DLCs in 2025. But there should also be more in the fourth quarter, and we need to go back to Roger Collum and his statement. And yes, we hope to unveil some new projects as well. We will share more when we are ready, towards the end of next year. These are his words, so to start in the meantime we will have to see if they will be ready. We say yes. In our idea, they will unveil the next Total War. For which, starting from this news published by HD Blog, in which we are told that the Warhammer 40,000 TV series with Henry Cavill as the main character is taking its final shape, and of which we expect to see the first episodes in 2026. They will announce between November and December as the next Total War title, Total Warhammer 40,000, to be released in late 2026, exploiting the TV series as a great publicity driver. These are our predictions for 2025, a program that, apart from DLC, should make us think a lot. This is a company in clear difficulty, a company that has been suffering since September 2023, at least at a public level. In our opinion, not releasing anything truly new in the year that marks the 25th anniversary of their brand leads us to think, as mentioned, of cancelled or delayed projects. We really can't believe that in 2025 they didn't think of releasing a new impactful title and not just DLC. We will wait until the end of March to see the financial report, on which we will try to be ready to tell you as soon as we understand what it contains. Right now, however, we would like to know what you think. What do you think of what we said? Were we too cautious in announcing only 2 DLCs? Do you think of 3 possible DLCs, and if so, what would the third be? We look forward to your comments. Thank you all for watching this video. Leave a like if you liked it. Greetings from the old bastard, and see you next time.